It's the Retro Collectibles KRAK Show live Saturday night. How you all doing? Who's all here? Craig Jones is here. Hello, Craig Jones. So I played with the lights forever in here. I've got the main lights dimmed down. I've got a bright light back there so that it's lighting me up so we could see the cars when I'm opening them up and stuff like that. If it's a little bit too bright, let me know. Hello, Max. If it's a little bit too bright, let me know. I'll dull it down a little bit. Like I said, I killed the overhead lights, and I've got a bright light back there, and I've got cabinet light behind me, trying to make it look as good as I can, and also at the same time, light it up for the cars. So I'm looking at the screen here to see how we're looking. We're looking good on here, I think. Look at the DeLorean floating around. Does that ever look cool? I'm loving the new camera. A little bit too bright. Okay, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to dull it down a little bit. Before we get into it, we'll make it look good. Hopefully I don't crash the DeLorean. Keep an eye on the DeLorean, guys. See if I make it. Oh, yeah. There we go. What did I just say? Okay. Dull her down a little bit. Two notches. We'll see how good that looks now. Dulled it down 2 notches. Worst case scenario, I'll just turn on the overhead lights. I'm just trying to make it look as good as I can. Oh, that looks pretty good, eh? Ted Eubanks, how you doing? How's the lights look now, guys? A lot better, right? It's not as bright. It's not washing out the Fall Guy truck like it was anyway. So how's everybody doing? We got a big day coming tomorrow, guys. We're going to be shooting something big here. Tomorrow, my buddy Dave H is coming here, and he's bringing a heavyweight car here. You know, my favorite GMP in the house. Post-edit, I'll put a picture of what Dave's bringing here. But tomorrow, my favorite GMP in the house, it's a car that Glenn owns. I'll get this thing hovering again. It's a car that Glenn owns, and it's that green Roadrunner, okay? It's got the roll-up windows, stuff like that. Well, Dave is bringing one tomorrow for me to unbox. He wants me to unbox it, and it's orange in color, I believe. It's the same car that Glenn has, only it's orange, and it's got a blower sticking out of the hood. I cannot wait. So tomorrow, it's going to look a little bit different tomorrow because tomorrow I got to film on the main floor just like what we used to because we're going to have a live studio audience tomorrow when I do that. So looking forward to that tomorrow. We're going to name the vendor of the month at the end of the video, so stay tuned. And again, some of my clique are vendors. I'm not picking close people because that is not fair. Oh, that's weird. My buddy Chester just messaged back because that would not be fair to pick my buddies. I wouldn't want people thinking, wow, he just picked Dave. Hello, Hemi Nate. How you doing, my friend? And that is, I got to figure out how to turn off my Facebook notifications in the settings here one day. So we got that unboxing tomorrow. What else are we going to be up to? There's a couple updates that are right on the tip of my tongue. Oh, 2-lane blacktop's getting shipped out soon to us. You guys saw that the General Lee came. Still waiting on Herbie's scooter. It still says at my local airport. Max, have you had any change at all with your Herbie status, with your tracking? In case anybody's wondering, I have Herbie. You see Herbie here. But I got a little scooter that goes perfectly with Herbie. We ordered it off AliExpress. It came to $11.19 shipped, believe it or not. So I'm just wondering if Max had any luck with his. Oh, thank you, Max. Yeah, I took my time about an hour before the show, and I set everything up, and I aimed the camera perfectly, and I tried to get everything perfect for it. And thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, I really worked on getting the lighting perfect. It was too bright. Thank you for telling me. I hope it looks better with the lighting now, guys. And there is G. So wait till you guys see what G picked me up today, actually. We have been asking, I'm starting to get concerned. Oh, asking for which? Oh, about the scooter. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start asking too. Sometimes it'll do that though, and then all of a sudden it'll just show up at your door. So that could happen as well. Wait till you guys see. So G went to ODA today. I could not go to ODA today. Okay? And hold on, guys. We are going to shut this off before it drives us nuts.
What's on the cover of your video, Neil?
What's which?
What's on the cover for your video now?
I'm not sure, buddy. Just go on the channel or go on my Facebook and I shared it. Anyway, guys, so what G grabbed for me today, I told you guys about, I showed you pictures about it, but I actually got it in person today. This is from a diecast vendor, okay? This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you get a killer deal that's not expected from a toy show vendor, a diecast vendor. It's not somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. Clearly, it's somebody that just wants to give a good deal. $15, guys. ERTL, early 80s. That is a harder to get one. Like you will find an ERTL General Leon card before you will find one of these. That is killer. Unpunched. I don't really worry about unpunched or punched myself as long as it's in good shape and the bubble's good. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I will mention it now. Never recommending getting these vintage cars shipped or mailed or anything like that because I had 3 of them shipped myself. 2 of them showed up with cracked blisters. And it wasn't because they were packed improperly, because there's a trick you can do with Hot Wheels. You put green painter's tape around it, pack it with peanuts, you can make it bomb-proof, okay? These, it doesn't matter. The plastic is 40-some years old. It gets brittle. The car goes back and forth. Crack. I had 2 of them out of 3 show up with just mint, but with cracked bubbles. So I never recommend getting these shipped. Always try to buy the vintage ERTLs, diecast, whatever, locally if you can. This is another one. You guys know this one. This was local. The Fall Guy. That was a killer deal. $40, and I've never seen one in better shape than that. Just getting caught up. Shadow Warrior. Hi, Rhett. Hi, Shadow Warrior. How you doing, my friend Dale? Hey, buddy. How you doing? That's a smart looking backdrop. Oh, thank you, G. Yeah, it took me a while. I came down here about an hour earlier. Well, it's sold by RC ERTL. I mean, the box says RC ERTL, Ted. So that's what I went by. Like it might have been a Solido casting, but it's actually RC ERTL that sold it. But I know what you're saying. That Mini Cooper video, it only got 52 views in a day, and I know why. It's because of I almost crashed her. It's because Mini Cooper. Even the Vet, like I know Austin Powers isn't like a super hot movie, but even the Vet did 100 views in a day. But the Mini did not do too many at all. But I was expecting that kind of. Wow, we got the light pretty good in here, eh, guys? Because it's gonna light up the inside of the car and everything, but it's not washing me out. That's killer. Okay, so gonna crack open the Pepsi. And thank you, Ted, for the info on the Mini, by the way. And it's funny you say that because I mentioned that in the unboxing video, I believe. Not that it was made by Solido. I mentioned that the windows are halfway up. And that's a Solido thing. Like my Darth Vader Porsche has windows. That's definitely not an ERTL thing to have windows. So I'm not debating you at all, Ted, about that. That explains the windows, and it kind of reminds me of, like, the feeling of them remind me of Solido. Okay, so yeah, and right before I hung up Well, this guy here, because there was a blank spot on the wall, so I hung up my autographed Tyson. Funny thing is, guys, about autographs, as awesome as that Mike Tyson autograph is, it's not rare. There's nowadays people like Mike Tyson, wrestlers, people like that, you could literally rent them by the hour. Like, let's just say there's a wrestling convention in town or a Comic Con, and there's a bunch of wrestlers in town going to be attending it to do a signing. For example, Bret Hart. I have an autographed figurine over there of Bret Hart. He did like this wrestling meet and greet indie show, and a friend of a friend actually rented a hotel room and paid him by the hour. And he sat there and just signs and signs and signs and signs and signs. So as cool as it is having a Mike Tyson autograph, it ain't rare. My Muhammad Ali one, that's rare. But nowadays, like I said, the celebrities, they put them up in a hotel room for a few hours and they just sign and sign and sign. So the Austin Powers cars, guys, these do not have years on them, a year on them. Not all three of them. None of them have a year. I've never unboxed a Jaguar either. I've never unboxed that style of Corvette or the Mini either. I love how you can actually, you're no longer seeing my chest up. You could see everything I'm doing, and I love it, guys. So yeah, this is the first time for this car as well. And I kind of saved the best for last. I think the Shaguar is, out of the three, the most well-known one. I wasn't going to read the back, but I will read it. It's the same as the other boxes, but I'll read it for anybody just showing up. At home in the 60s, British intelligence undercover agent Austin Powers is out of time, literally, with his arch nemesis Dr. Evil able to travel through time in order to launch his fiendish plots for world domination. Powers brings his groovy ways into modern days in order to thwart the sinister foe. Like any spy worth his weight in love beads, Powers relies on specially equipped vehicles to give him the edge in the battle of good versus evil. Are these the most shagadelic replicas available of the movie cars? Yeah, baby. Okay. And it boasts that it's 118 die-cast metal. It's got opening doors, posable front wheels. And that's it. So let's get into it. And we got the two other ones out. Now, unfortunately, on a live, we can't do glamour shots. But tomorrow, anybody that missed this or anybody that wants to see the glamour shots can come back tomorrow and see the edited version, which usually goes up in the evening time because these lives go for an hour, a little over an hour, and they usually take me about 3 hours to edit because it's a lot of editing. So these are back in the day when they came on the base. We know what to expect. So on a base, the plastic base, it's going to have the Phillips screws, just going to catch up. Oh, Shawn Michael made it. You're not really late, buddy. We're just getting started here. 1/64 scale. Oh, they are Shadow Warrior. I had all three of the Italian job by Greenlight. Greenlight made all three of them, of those little minis, and I had all three of them. It's funny. I went into Walmart one day, and I think they were all in the same wave of Greenlight because I got them all in the same day at the same store, all three cars. And then when I sold them, the person I sold them to, I became friends with, and he told me that they were harder to get. And oh no, where's my screwdriver? Is it not down here? Oh no. Guys, I might have to go really quickly to find my screwdriver, and I didn't want to have to do this during a live video. I thought I had everything down here. So give me 1 second, guys. Don't fight. I'm just going to get the screwdriver. It shouldn't be far. I just had it. I thought it was down here. Give me 1 second. Don't fight. Have a look at the cars. Damn it. Where's my screwdriver? that's the one, yeah. That's the light.
You got one in the comments, so say hi for me to everyone.
I will, yes. Yeah, I'm just looking for my screwdriver. Oh, no.
What is the short blue one?
No, it's a little rectangle one, the short one. I'm gonna grab your tool bag and bring it down there.
Yeah.
It's like rolling line, so I gotta get down there. Where's your tool bag?
In the closet.
Okay. Sorry, I pulled the paper down.
No, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
I just had my screwdriver somewhere dumb. Sorry guys, I just had that screwdriver. I put it somewhere dumb. I know it. So okay, everybody's still here. Okay. Grabbing a Phillips. Gonna need a Phillips. What a pain in the butt that was. Okay, you got her. So Glenn says hello to everybody, by the way. He cannot comment for some reason. He can't sign in or whatever. That's funny. He's watching upstairs and I could hear myself. Okay. Not sure if Stretch is here. If he's not here, he might be here. This is his car, by the way. This is part of the Stretch collection. All three of these cars are on consignment. And if you guys didn't hear, we had a flood this week at the Cowie Diecast Museum, and we were very lucky because everything was in bins. The only thing, and even these cars of Stretches that were on consignment, I always keep stuff high up, even if it's in a basement. The only thing that we lost was an area rug really under my bed and some cardboard stuff that was really, like, I can't believe how lucky we were. But that goes to tell you, it sucks shelling out money for that many bins, but you're glad you did. It's like car insurance. You're glad you have it if you ever have an accident. There we go. I love having that DeLorean up on the table there, guys. That's something I always wanted to do, is just have it set up like on a desk or something if I was doing a live. Okay. The Shaguar. Now, if I was Stretch and if I owned this, I would get a little Austin Powers figurine for sure. I'd get a couple figurines. It's got actually pretty good weight to it, guys. So it is banded still. So we're going to take the bands off. Any new viewers, the only thing that we do not keep and that we throw out is these bands. We keep the box good, any plastic inserts good. And this is a weird band, guys. That's a thick plastic band. Wow. So this back one's a regular type band, but the front one's a thicker plastic one. So, and if you do cut, always cut away from paint. Try to do it on the bottom of the car. That way you're not damaging anything. Yeah, that's a thick plastic band around it. Wow. That's crazy. I've never seen one like that. And she's tight too. You can't just slide it off. It's got to be cut. Crazy. Wow. Why do they gotta use such thick plastic for that, guys? That's insane. That's insanity, guys. I'm not a fan of that. Wrapped around the mirrors, I'm sure that has something to do with it. And but wow. There we go. I had to score it a bunch of times to get it off there. Look at that, guys. That's insane. Okay. Now we see her in all of her beauty. I've never unboxed. Oh, that's a different... almost looks Exoto-ish. The bottom. RC2. I know nothing about this casting, guys. Like I said, I think this is the first time I've unboxed a Jaguar of any type, let alone an old one like this. Oh, it's the license plate on this one. Say Swinger. I like the license plates on these, eh? That's the best part of them. Swinger. My favorite's on the little car. I'll show you that in a second. So the little car is Swinger. This one's Yeah Baby. And the little one here is Great Shag, or the Great Shag. That's hilarious, Shag. But having the three of these together displayed, I think would pop. This has little windows coming up too. Could that be something from Solito? Could that be an original Solito casting? Oh, Molly's in the house. Hello, Molly. And thank you about the set. I'm loving the set too. And yeah, I like the DeLorean just sitting there spinning away. All mine loose 1/18 scale cars are in. Oh yeah, the plastic bins or boxes. Glenn's got a ton of acrylic from Hobby Lobby. You could fit the whole 1/18 scale box if you get the bigger 1/12 scale. And smaller 1/24 scale acrylics from Hobby Lobby actually fit a 1/18 scale Cobra perfectly. So, being ERTL, we're not expecting the trunk to open at all. But it does have seams. Oh, it does open. Jeez, guys. Normally I would not have checked, but it actually had realistic seams. I was going to say if that doesn't open, I would be shocked because it had realistic seams. So yeah, it makes me wonder if that is an ERTL. Have you seen the Johnny Lightning Country Charger? I used to own it, my friend. I owned that, and then I bought a second Country Charger, and I opened it because there's a way you can open it without and seal it back up without making it look damaged. I did a video a long time ago, if you go in my videos, how to open up Hot Wheels and that. Acetone, or how did I do it? Acetone-free nail polish remover, I believe is how I did it. Or no. How did I do that? I don't remember, but it's in an old video anyway, but you could take the bubble off and reseal it, even tell. So I took one of those Country Chargers and I made a custom General Lee with it. I put decals on it and everything, and then I sealed it back in the package. I also had the Charger that looked like a barn find that was by Johnny Lightning in this same era a couple years ago. So good thing about convertibles, I could give you guys a look. And the cool thing is I could see right from the monitor. Sorry, guys. I know it's not the same as having the look-see set. But we're live here. Gotta do what we can do. So how are these doors opening? Tight. They're like, they remind me of like a little AC Cobra. Tight little doors opening. like one of Glenn's Cobras. That's what it reminds me of. Maybe you could see better with the door open. Have a little bit of a... There we go. It's a good thing about the convertibles is you could see over the top. I'm not a fan of convertibles, but 3 of these together are going to pop in the pictures, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing the glamour shot reel of these because all 3 of them together I think are going to be nice. Here's the best part coming up. Oh, so I thought it was going to open like from something up here. I haven't been paying much attention to it. Oh. Yeah, it's not a regular, it's not reminding me too much of ERTL RC. And like what was mentioned earlier about that I didn't know, that the Mini was originally a Solito casting. Wondering if this was originally something else because it doesn't remind me of typical, like it's not bad. I think they're decent. Everything opens and closes nice, but it's not like a typical, like the Corvette reminds me of a typical ERTL type casting, but this one and the Cooper, just little things like the window was sticking up, for example. That's not an ERTL thing. Does look good though. Swinger. And I think if you're going to buy these, that's the way to do it. Like Stretch did it, all 3 of them, and get a package deal because you're buying 3. I think he got all 3 of them for like $200 or something like that because he was buying all 3 of them, or $250 or something. You got a good deal anyway. But yeah, always try to buy bulk if you can because you'll get that bulk deal. The gauges are done good too. I just noticed the gauges, hoping you guys could see. Let it zoom in. There we go. See, I want to be closer to the camera to show you guys that stuff, but I want the camera sat back so you guys can see everything going on. So it's a catch-22. But as we're going on, this will improve. Like I said, I came down about an hour before and started setting everything up, and I did a mock live, and I put it on private. That way I could see the vantage point of the camera and all that stuff. But there we have it, guys. There is all 3 of them all together. They do look good, eh? Get rid of this guy here for a second, just so it's not distracting. They look good together. I could almost give you guys a little show here right in front of the camera. Get this out of here, distraction. Moves the box out of the way. Distraction. Just gonna move this box, guys. Ooh, don't crash DeLorean. Ooh, don't crash, don't crash. Oh, yes. Just moving the box, guys, and trying not to crash DeLorean. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I just want to get rid of stuff and have a little bit of space to show the cars. There we go. Don't. Set them back a little bit, maybe. Oh, there we go. And it's weird doing this because my right and left are like reversed. See, so it's the wrong car. I should have been grabbing this one. There we go. There we go. All 3 of them together. Austin Powers. They look pretty decent. Just friggin' loud paint jobs with the American flag on the American car and the Brit flags on the other cars. That's amazing. I wouldn't just have just one though. If I was going to buy them, I would have to buy all 3. Let's see who's in the comments now. Hey, Stretch, those cars. I'm not sure if Stretch is here yet. He might be. Stretch, if you're here, say hello in the comments. He'll see the comments later anyway. 67 Jaguar E-Type is an old ERTL mold, and I have one in green and Austin Powers. Oh, nice. So it is an ERTL. It has a different look to it, but you say it's an old ERTL. So yeah, it's probably an old school before my time. There's a website called New England Dukes that sells country charger general lease for I think $25. I bought mine there. Oh, I've seen that website, Shadow Warrior. I have also seen that, the New England Dukes. They did the big jump. So you guys know they New England Dukes. Oh, hello, Louis Barrio. I've spoke to you before, my friend. So you guys know the New England Dukes do a big jump at Dukes Fest. I believe those are the people every year that jump a General Lee Charger. And the funny thing is, I'll edit it in the after whatever side I'm on. But the people were getting upset, saying, "How could they run a Dodge Charger like that? Because they're jumping a Dodge Charger every summer, right?" It turns out that it's not a Dodge Charger they were jumping. They were jumping old Crown Vics, Crown Victoria, like old police cars and stuff. And they had a way of putting, you could tell if you looked at the dashboard and stuff. Like if you look through the front windshield, the dashboard looked different, the way it sat and everything. But the way the car sat and rolled and stuff, it looked like a Charger. Like to the audience, it looks like a Dodge Charger. Like they would put a bunch of remanufactured Charger or repop Charger panels on one of these old Crown Victorias, and they would jump that. And yeah, for years the crowd didn't know the wiser because it looked so convincing. You know what I mean? But if you go up to it and look up close, you could see that there's something's off. But I thought it was pretty cool. But I thought I'd explain that since he mentioned New England Dukes. Oh, that's the Northeast Ohio Dukes. That's who it was. Thank you, Shadow Warrior. It's the Northeast Ohio Dukes. Although I think the New England Dukes did jumps before as well, if I'm not mistaken. But the Northeast Ohio Dukes are the ones that I learned that they were using Crown Victorias and stuff like that instead of actual Chargers, because people were up in arms about that, you can imagine. So yeah, tomorrow we have a heavyweight unboxing, and that one is going to have glamour shots and all the good stuff with it. We're gonna have to film that on the main floor for space because we're gonna have a live studio audience for that one. And we're also gonna name tonight, right now, we're gonna name the vendor of the month, because if you guys remember, once a month I name a vendor, and I don't pick a vendor like, for example, Dave H is a vendor. As great of a vendor as he is, I'm not going to pick Dave H for the simple reason everybody's going to say he just picked one of his good buddies. You know what I mean? So I try to stay out of my inner circle with it. For example, last week, the person that we picked was not in my inner circle. Really nice guy. I chat him up every time I see him. He's not in my inner circle, obviously. He doesn't even live here. He lives over in the States. But he comes here for the shows and events. The vendor of the month this month is a guy. So there's about 4 or 5 regular vendors that I will deal with. I don't buy a lot of shows, guys, because you know me. I'm a marketplace discount hunting guy. And I know that at shows, they've got to pay for their tables. They've got to pay for rent, stuff like that. It's not a yard sale, okay? But there's certain vendors that I do buy stuff from regularly. Like probably 4 or 5 vendors that when I go, it's typically them that I buy from. Not only do they have an awesome selection of stuff that I like, a mix of new stuff and vintage stuff, but also their prices are awesome, okay? Now, the last month's vendor of the month that I chose actually sold Glenn this for $40, the Fall Guy truck that I cannot get over the shape of it, right? Vintage from 1981. And that was a vendor that sold that to Glenn. I couldn't believe it. And it was a vendor that sold us the Rocky for $15, okay? And it's a vendor that I bought when I was collecting more 1/64 scale stuff. I bought quite a bit more off of him. But the vendor's name is Danny P. I'm not going to say his last name because I would slaughter it. I'm going to put his name on the screen, spelled right here in the post edit. But I'm not going to attempt to say his name because it's disrespectful if I slaughter somebody's last name. But it's Danny P. If you live in the area and go to ODA shows and go to most of the shows, you probably know who Danny is. I believe he's originally from New Zealand. He has that type of accent. But Danny is always great. He has always has a mix of vintage stuff, present stuff, but he's got really obscure stuff. He just has the stuff that I love. Like, you guys know the type of stuff that I love. Danny's usually got it, and his prices are good. Like, this was bought in an ODA pre-sale. And that's another thing I'm going to tell people that are from this area. A very good place to get a good deal on cars is in the pre-sales. There's 2 or 3 guys I watch. Carl Wagner, the guy that won last month, the vendor of the month, that sold Glenn the Fall Guy truck. He has pre-sales all the time. Danny has pre-sales all the time. So the pre-sales are an excellent way of getting deals on stuff. And you're getting stuff without even having to step into the show. So anyway, Danny P is the Retro Collectibles Vendor of the Month. So if you see Danny, tell him congratulations. I'm going to be messaging Danny, and I'm going to have something for Danny next time I see him. I didn't go to the ODA show today because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Ever since taking less of my medication, so they're weaning me off the prednisone, okay? They started me out on 10 prednisone a day plus all my regular medication. It was ruining my life because it gave me all kinds of energy, but I couldn't take my ADHD medication, which I really need, right? And it was ruining my life. Like, I was forgetting to pay bills and getting reminders on my phone, your credit card bill didn't get paid. Like, you're not yourself. And that went on for quite a while. So now that my platelets are up, thank goodness, they started weaning me off those prednisone because I don't need it. It's a steroid. And now I'm down to 1 pill a day. And I noticed yesterday at work, for the first time, I felt 100% normal. Like, I have not felt like this in a couple of years. Because you got to remember, I've been sick since I've had my ankle surgery and just didn't know it, right? So I haven't really felt normal in probably a couple of years. And I just started feeling normal. I clear head, remembering stuff. So now I'm in catch-up mode, if you know what that means. So Dave did a ton of stuff to the basement. So now I'm going through all my old boxes, totes, and everything, getting rid of stuff that I never should have kept. I'm going to be taking a bunch of my old clothes. I washed tons of my old clothes today, and I'm going to be going through them to donate them to Good Shepherd. Because that goes directly to help out people. And yeah, I'm just doing a purge here. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff that I wasn't able to get done that I kept putting off. The best way I could describe it, guys, is you try to do something and you feel overwhelmed. You don't know where to start first. You have a ton of energy, but it's like, where do I start? And then it never gets done. You start doing a bunch of other stuff. But the good thing is that is over. Hopefully for now, it stayed. Well, not for now. I'm hoping it stays like that. And I keep feeling like this because I've not felt this well in I don't know how long. Like I said, and my brain is really working. Like, I'm not forgetting everything. I don't got a head full of fog. I'm articulating better. I'm very fortunate, guys, because for a while I was wondering, is this the medication or is this something going on with my brain? But it's medication. So my friend Amber and my friend Dave, Dave who helped out with the basement and everything, he also did a good job of, when all that was going on, making me realize that it was just the medication and that I wasn't cracking up. Glad to hear you're doing better. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, when you saw me last, I was just starting to, they were giving me taper doses of that stuff. So now it's almost out of my system, Nate. I love the Ford Crown Victoria. Oh, I love them too. I would get one and drive it as a daily, Louise. Totally. Yeah, Northeast Duke Star Jump Mopar. Oh, 216. Oh, wow. My friend Buff, he got the 1979 Dodge Mopar. Which 79 Dodge Mopar, Louise? Do you know? Do you know which one that he got? There's a lot of them. You guys that are on my Facebook, I know Nate's seen it, but I've been playing this week with that truck that we got as a donation, just seeing different stances of it. I can't figure out if I want it. I put up the picture of it lowered, and it looks great, but it also looks great with a regular stance. I'll show you guys those photos post-edit as well. Too bad I couldn't figure out there wasn't a way that I could put up pictures live right like this, like I wasn't magic and just couldn't go poof and just put up pictures like that, but I can't do it, unfortunately. So since I adjusted the light, Max, how does it look? Everybody, Max and everybody, how does it looks sharp lowered? It does. Nate? Yeah, I thought so too. How does this look? So when I first started the video, those of you just getting here, I had my bright, so the overhead lights are mostly dimmed. I've got my bright, it's got 72 LEDs. It's like a square and it's on a stand over there. And it was too bright, so I dimmed it down, and I see on the laptop right there a noticeable difference in everything. Okay, so it is better. Okay, awesome, guys. I am so glad. Yeah, so this is the first episode down here, so think of over time and little tweaks and stuff like that. Like, one thing that I'm going to do is try to figure out how to get closer to the camera so I could reach and show you guys, but still be set back so you guys could see my hands and see everything I'm doing. But I love with you guys, I could put things on the desk now. If I'm fixing something, doing something, you guys can see it. I love that. That is amazing. I'm not going to touch that without a glove. That's a bad habit. The DeLorean ever looked cool on the screen though, eh? You could see the blue light under it and everything. Yeah, the new camera, guys, we're grooving with that new camera. Does it ever... You guys see the difference on your end, obviously, from the new camera and the laptop camera, right? Yeah, I'm happy, guys. I think this is going to be our new set, and it's going to be the new set for the KRAK show. And eventually, I'd like to get, because I got my logos, like a roll of them for T-shirts and stuff like that. I'd like to get my logo on something maybe back here, like Retro Collectibles KRAK show or something like that, right where Tyson is or something. Sorry, Mr. Tyson, but that would be cool. Do you like Monster Jam diecast? You know what? It's funny you say that, Shadow Warrior. I thank you, Max. I appreciate that it looks more professional. I agree that it does, actually. That was the look I was going for. I told Glenn that I was going for like a talk show type thing where you got a desk and you could see stuff. Monster Jam, I used to collect. You know what I used to collect? The Monster Jam? The 164. But I used to collect the chases. And some of them are hard to spot. Like the Gravedigger one, you'd have to look for it. It would have like... the exhaust pipe would be silver and it would have BKT or BTK or whatever on the tires. Little certain differences. But yeah, I used to collect those type of Monster Jams, Gravedigger and stuff. And you guys know I love Bigfoot, but Monster Jam obviously doesn't have Bigfoot. So some of the Hot Wheels ones, when I would see them come out Bigfoot, I would grab those if it was a decent one. I used to have a pretty decent Bigfoot collection too, but I sold it off. It was the Hot Wheels, Green Light, Kings of Crunch, like the 164. But now I've got the big 1 of 18 green light, the best of the best. So that's all I need now. That's one of the best green lights ever done. Just want to make sure I'm not missing any comments here, guys. Don't mind me. I have 2 Hot Wheels Monster Jam trucks when I was a kid. Which ones were they? Like Gravedigger or I know they make a lot of Gravedigger. They even make Gravedigger before he was Gravedigger. Bigfoot Greenlight's doing some cool stuff. They make the well, I'll put a picture. You guys can't see it, but post edit. I used to have it. It's 1 of 64 scale green light, and it's the Bigfoot before it was Bigfoot. Like it has a white cap on the back, and it says Midwest 4-wheel drive center on the door. Yeah, because that's how Bigfoot started, right? It was just some dude building up his truck. And then because they didn't have enough parts in his area for 4x4 and off-road trucks, he decided he was going to open up his own shop. And Bigfoot was used as like a rolling advertisement for his shop, kind of. So they started doing the early Bigfoots like before he was Bigfoot, which I thought was pretty cool. And Monster Jam did that with Gravedigger as well, if I remember correctly. Just catching up on the comments, guys. Yeah, my favorite's Bigfoot too. Is there room for the... Yeah, oh yeah, there is room for the occasional guest down here, Max. Yes, sir. Yep. I've already thought about that. Yeah, I could put another chair right back here with me. Also, this table, because it's actually on a table, it's not on a desk. It looks kind of like a desk, but I'm at a table right now. I had to make a little tweak because I was using a camping chair back here. If you notice on the first ever video I did, I was on a camping chair, but it took too much of a footprint. So I'm on a much smaller chair. But if need be, I can get a smaller desk or area. But even right now, if I wanted to, I could have a guest. There's enough room to have a guest. I could move over. Which way would I move? Yeah, right here, and I could sit a guest right here or the opposite way. But yeah, I already thought of that. There's enough room for a guest. But tomorrow, there's going to be 2 guests. So there won't be enough room. Well, yeah, Glenn's going to be here, so there's definitely going to be 2 guests. Because Glenn, I think, wants that car that Dave has, and I think that he wants to try to do a trade with Dave. So Glenn is going to be here for that for sure. Again, guys, tomorrow's video, it's not going to be live, but anybody just getting here, my favorite GMP in the house is the green Roadrunner that Glenn has, 1 of 18 scale. The windows roll up and down, detailed out the wazoo like this. It's that green, that loud green color I love. Well, it's almost the same car, but this car is orange, I believe. It's either orange or red. Nate'll know which car this is I'm talking about. But it has a blower coming out of it. And it's like, Dave was saying it's like 1 of 600 made, something like that. But yeah, I was talking to him on the phone today, and he said, tomorrow, hey, why don't I come over? I'll bring that car, and you can unbox it. And I didn't know which one he meant. And I started asking him about it. I was like, oh, that's the GMP. But then he said, yeah, that one. Because I guess he just got that in a trade at the show today. So that's going to be awesome. The sound is better even. That's awesome too, Max. Probably because we're down in the basement, maybe. I have a Maisto 118 Bugatti Citroen. Oh, yeah, we love Maistos, buddy. Maisto is... We have several Maistos in the house here. I have 2 Maistos myself, really good ones. The best Maisto of 2024, if you're able to get your hands on one, it looks a lot like this guy. Where is he? Right here. You see him? Smokey and the Bandit. They made it look a lot like the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Of course, there's no CB antenna, no CB. It's not licensed Smokey and the Bandit, but man, did they knock it out of the park. The rims, like back in the day with ERTL, they kind of made them solid rims, right? But ERTL actually made them spoke rims. Like if you were to take the wheels off of the ERTL Trans Am and put it on that Bandit there, woo. But yeah, in my opinion, that Bandit or that Trans Am actually, I'll grab it, guys. 1 second here. It's just 10 feet from me, so I can grab it. Don't you crush, you booger. Okay. You booger! You saw that? It's not my fault. That's Glenn's fault. Glenn did that. You talking to Glenn? Glenn knocked that down, guys. So you guys are gonna laugh, but I guess I don't gotta worry about crashing. Ooh, I gotta worry about crashing him though. I actually put the Maisto, and now it's crooked in the box, and I had to put it perfectly, but you get the idea. At one point, this was sitting perfectly in this box, but I just screwed it all up. But it looks so good that I actually put it in my Smokey and the Bandit box, but it's not sitting like usually I have it sitting straight in there. But you get the idea. But I'm going to take it out since we're talking about this. They were great. Oh, yeah, they're awesome movies. I love Smokey and the Bandit, my favorite movie of all time. Rest in peace, Burt. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace for Burt for sure. He's somebody I would love his autograph one day. Wow. Like to get a car or something that he did sign. May as well have a peek at this guy. My Bandit, it's a funny story. I just posted a picture of my Bandit that came in this very box. And when I found the Bandit, it was local. It was a local deal on Facebook Marketplace. And this is an example of hiding in plain sight, okay? If you're on my Facebook, you've probably seen the post. But, so I came across the Marketplace ad, and this is another way I find cars that other people can't find. Is the title says Diecast Cars, okay? Doesn't say Smokey and the Bandit, doesn't say Auto World, doesn't say anything that catches our eye, right? Just Diecast Cars, different prices, I think it said. So there's about 6 or 8 pictures, and you're clicking on the pictures, and it's just stacks of Diecast cars. You know that type of ad, right? Where you got to zoom in and see what's there. Well, there's stacks of Diecast cars, and I'm going through, and there's nothing I want. Like, it's all run-of-the-mill type of stuff, you know what I mean? Like, he's got the Triple X Vin Diesel car, whatever it was. Just ones I wasn't really interested in, right? And then I get to the very last picture, and I'm looking at the picture. Nothing's in the picture. And then I click on the picture, and you know how on Facebook you click on a picture and it expands? So I click on the picture expands, and I see this with my Bandit in it, of course, sitting on the top of a stack of cars. Like, it's right at the top. Like, and it's the best car out of the whole lot of cars that he's selling. Like, you would think that if it was me selling it, I would have had that front and center, right? But it just goes to show you got to think like the seller sometimes, and sometimes they don't really think about how their ad appears. And yeah, like it was listed for days and days and days, and nobody had seen it. And the only reason I seen it is because I was bored that day. You're gonna give me a hard time. But yeah, it just goes to show you sometimes they're not just on the main page, but it's all more rewarding. Screw you. You give me a hard time today. But it just goes to show it's all the more rewarding when you find it, because it was local when I found it. And that was, again, my license, Smokey and the Bandit. But this is the Maisto. What year is it again? I think it's supposed to be a 77, but I'm not sure. This is the Maisto. Came out in 2024. In my opinion, that is the best Maisto of 2024. And if you ended up able to get one of these, you're very lucky. Hold on to it. I think they look great. They're very well done. People are going to bitch and say, oh, it's a Maisto, blah, blah, blah. How could you complain about that, guys, for the price of them? Like, if you got this in the store and didn't pay like $80 on Marketplace, how can you possibly complain about that? And tell me this, if you put a Burt Reynolds action figure standing beside that, tell me people walking by looking at that sitting on a shelf aren't going to say nice Smokey and the Bandit. Maybe 1 out of 10 people are going to say, oh, that's the Maisto. You know what I mean? But it looks great. For the money you pay, guys, you cannot beat it. The paint pops. Now, somebody a long time ago in the comments made a comment and said, yeah, but the paint's low quality and 30 years, blah, blah, blah. In 30 years, the paint might fall off of it. But in 30 years, I think I got my value by then. You know what I mean? But even under the hood's not bad, you know? And the good thing about this car, guys, is it doesn't have a lot of color under the hood, but neither does the official Smokey car. He doesn't have a lot of color either. And what this car has something that the official ERTL one doesn't. So the ERTL one has the antenna, of course, and it's got the CB inside. Okay, that's cool. But what it doesn't do, that the Maisto does, opening trunk. Okay, and another thing, working suspension. So very hard to say that this is, not a completely awesome car. To me, clearly, it's the best Maisto. They did make a couple trucks, though, that were close. Those Ford trucks. But, oh, by the way, about those Ford trucks that Maisto did, the Ford Ranger, whatever, the Ford, they're all the same truck, but they got the different paint schemes. Those are not a full 1 of 18 scale. I was putting them beside trucks that are 1 of 18 scale. For example, the Fall Guy truck. They're not a full 1 of 18 scale. I would put them at about 1 of 21 scale. Still nice, and you still can't see a difference. Like, for example, my Ecto 1 here, that's not a full 1 of 18 scale. The ERTL Joyride is 1 of 21 scale. But the 1 of 18 scale Hot Wheels Elite would not fit in my Burtby cabinet. So this is one example that I was actually happy it was a little bit smaller. See if I catch up on the comments here. Looks up Smokey and the Band Part 3. Yeah, that was kind of crappy. Even the cop cars got crappy. Yeah, Molly, that's a good, awesome car. And I was so glad to hear you guys were able to scoop one because I was trying to get you guys one here. And our local Costco in Stony Creek, when these came to Canada, because mine came from the States, if you remember. These were supposed to be exclusive to over there. But when they came here, my Costco, I was friggin' hitting it like a vampire trying to get cars for like for Giuliano, Max, everybody, and they did not get these. They got like all the crappy Lambos, like all the like certain stores just got skids of just crap, and that's what we kept getting. And I was like, damn it. Of course, other Costco's were getting these. But then I heard of some Costco's, they would have a skid, and they'd only have like 1 or 2 of these on the entire skid, which was weird. Show you guys the back of it too up close, but it was very well done. It would be very easy to put like the Bandit plate on the front of this with a decal. You can get any decals you want from eBay, by the way, guys. Any decals. There was somebody asking me about, I don't know if you guys could see it from there. You could barely see him. So that is not my General Lee up in the cabinet there. That is Willie Davidson's, the one with the bumper that's bare metal. Or not the bumper, the fender. If you notice, that's got BF Goodrich or Goodyear, whatever, on the tires, whatever it is. Somebody was asking me on Facebook how they could get how I did that or how I got the decals, and I said, well, it's not my car. Like I didn't do the work, but even though it's like I explained in a paragraph the whole story behind the car and how it ended up like that and blah blah blah, right? But I told him, I said, you can go on eBay and any decals you can get. I could even get, like, if I get a Motor Max from Amazon, because I want to get a, believe it or not, guys, I want to get a 118 police cruiser, one with working lights. You can get them from Amazon and they're blank. Okay, you can get black and white, like you can get like different models of the cruiser and 118. They're by Motor Max. They have working lights and they have sound. So they have some that would look just like the Hamilton Police. So I would love to order one of those. And then as a project, there's a seller on eBay that has any police decals pretty well you could think of, and he has Hamilton Police. So I would love to have one of those with all the lights going behind my General Lee. I think it'd be pretty awesome. Ford FE, my Maisto and Brago is a 121 scale, not a 110. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Ted. Yep. And those are other trucks that you're mentioning that are a little bit scaled down as well. Good pointing out. Wonder if anybody makes a boat. Do you mean a Batmobile or a Boatmobile from SpongeBob? I don't think anybody does in 118. But somebody probably didn't come. Have you been able to source a Burt Reynolds figure? Not yet, Molly. Not yet. It's funny you mentioned that too, because just today, Molly, I see it on Marketplace. You know how I love my vintage ERTL stuff, right? Somebody on Marketplace is selling a vintage Burt Reynolds figure. It's ERTL. It looks exactly like the, my Mego figures, Bo and Luke Duke that I have for the General Lee. It looks identical to that type of figure, same size and everything, but it's made by ERTL, believe it or not, and it's Burt Reynolds. And there's one on sale or on Marketplace for like $100, but it's still in the package. Like I can't see it loose anywhere for sale, but there's one in the package for $100, and it's like if I bought that, that's something I could not just crack it. Like vintage stuff like that. So if I bought that Reynolds figure, like, but yeah, Burt Reynolds is still on my list. I would love if I can find one of those now that I know that it exists, that vintage ERTL one. I would love it just because it's vintage. It's got the cool factor. I love my Duke boys, my Mego or my, no, they're not. Yeah, they are Mego. What am I talking about? My vintage Mego Dukes with my silver screen. I love it because it adds a little bit of coolness because it's vintage with present. Who's going? Oh, Lewis is going. Good night, Lewis. Have a good night, my friend. It's probably late where you're at. Oh, yeah, Molly. I could not remove that from and the package is actually pretty decent. If you go on Marketplace, it's on there right now, actually. It's Burt Reynolds. It's the perfect size to go with these cars. He's got his red shirt on, his cowboy hat. But yeah, I couldn't open it. But now that I know it exists, I'm going to try to track one down because I would love one. I would love one of those better than resin, actually, because they articulate, they don't break. It's another good thing about them. They don't break. Well, guys, I'm going to start wrapping it up because Dave is going to come over early tomorrow. Well, he says not too early. But Dave is an early riser, so to him, not too early. He'll be outside in his car waiting for us to wake up at like 5:30 in the morning. Not that bad, but he's an early riser. So I'm going to finish doing stuff here. I'm still doing my purge, my cleanup here. And I'm going to get to bed early. That way we can get up bright and early, and I could start. Not only do I have to edit this, but I'm going to be filming with Dave tomorrow. So it's going to be a busy day. So anybody waiting for this, please be patient if you're going to wait for the post edit, because it might take a little bit longer because I'm going to be doing a killer car unboxing video for you guys. So that's the reason it's going to be taking longer. So please be patient with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to tell you guys. There's something right on the tip of my tongue. Ontario Diecast Addict show was today. I did not go because I was just doing a bunch of stuff here. I'm actually glad I didn't go because I got a bunch of stuff done. Found my lucky hat, by the way. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. And that I'm feeling 100% better and lucid. I can't believe that. Thank God. Thank goodness. And it was the medication. So yeah, guys. So tomorrow, look for that. Not only the unboxing, probably Monday or Tuesday, of that car that Dave's bringing over, and look for the post edit of this later tomorrow night. And I'll make sure that I put the pictures in when I was going like this and this. I'll make sure that I put the pictures in for us. Oh, I see something behind the camera that I want to show you guys. One more thing before I go. I show you guys oddball collectibles. This is a very oddball collectible. It's a card, a sports card. But it's a sports card with a twist. Wait till you guys see this. Okay? Right behind where you guys are sitting is my Burpee cabinet, or not Burpee, my IKEA Detolf. And it's got all of my boxing memorabilia in it, stuff like that. It's got my Sonny Barger autographed book. If you don't know who Sonny Barger is, he's the founder of the Hells Angels. Where is it? Oh, is that not? Oh, there it is. Okay. I thought it was a different card, but no, I got it. Okay. This is a very unusual card, guys. So when this was discovered, so I'll tell you guys the story before we close it off here. This is a very unusual, interesting story, okay? You don't even have to be into sports cards to like this. I'm not into sports cards. This is interesting. So what you're looking at right here, this is a 1990 Hoops basketball card, okay? Came out in 1990. It was a fairly common card worth about 10 cents up until a couple years ago when it was discovered. So this card from 1990 until about, I think it was 2018 or something like that, there was nothing special about it. It was a Mark Jackson card, okay? Mark Jackson, hoops, nothing special about it. I'm going to come over closer to the camera to make sure you guys can see. But a couple years ago, somebody noticed something in the audience. Somebody in the audience, sitting in the audience, and it's confirmed that it's them. Can you see right here, guys? These two people here. Those two heads. Think 1990s court. So that card right there, those two guys sitting on the court, those two young guys sitting courtside. If you grew up in the 90s or lived in the 90s, you remember court TV, all the court stuff on TV, the OJ stuff. That's the Menendez brothers. Okay? If you don't know who the Menendez brothers are, you can Google them. Basically, those two brothers there, they're still in prison to this day. Okay? They murdered their parents. So their parents were rich. They murdered their parents and concocted some wild, crazy story. They gunned their parents down with a shotgun. It was fairly cold-blooded, okay? So when this picture was taken of them sitting on the court side, I'm trying to get a good shot. There we go. Of them sitting courtside, see the gray shirt and the black shirt? When that picture was taken, that is after they murdered their parents and before they were arrested. So they're spending the inheritance money that they got. They were going to buying courtside seats, just buying. One of them opened up a business or something like that, but just blowing all kinds of money. And this card went undiscovered for all of those years until, like I said, I think 2018, some dude was going through his cards from the 90s and looked at it and said, wait a minute, is that the Menendez brother? And there's no mistaking it's them. And at first, they had no idea that they were on a card. But then somebody from some magazine, I don't know if it was like Vice or somebody like that, but somebody actually contacted them in prison and told them that they are on a card. And one of them made a comment and said that they wouldn't mind having one of the cards for themselves. But they were not aware of it themselves until a couple years ago. But is that not crazy, guys? And how I got this card is when I found out about it, I mentioned it to my buddy Charbel back in Sault Ste. Marie, where I'm from. And he says, "No way, did you say 1990 hoops?" I said, "Yeah, those old worthless basketball cards." And he said, "You remember when that card shop closed in Sault, Michigan?" I'm from Sault, Canada, Sault, Ontario, but it's a border town with Sault, Michigan. "Do you remember when that card shop closed?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I bought cases and cases of cards." And he goes, I got a box of hoops." He goes, "I'm going to go through it and see if I could find any of those," because they were selling for $30 a pop at the time or something like that. And sure enough, he went through the whole box and he found several of them, all mint in the package. So he gave me one. And I thought it was awesome. It's just something oddball for your collection. And okay, guys. Good night, Molly. Definitely. Okay, sorry guys if I was behind on the comments. Sorry, Molly, if I missed you. And Nate, sorry if I missed you as well. Good night, G. Good night, everybody. Okay, guys. I am going to say good night as well. 17 of you. Wow. Crazy. Thank you for coming, guys. Anybody who didn't smash like for me, smash that like button for me. I'm on here unboxing cards. I'm telling crazy stories about Menendez brothers on here. Smash the like button. Ugh. Okay, guys, while you're at it, hit the bell notification because that'll let you know next time I'm going live. And as always, guys, you know what I'm going to say. Stay safe and happy hunting. And thank you very much for coming out tonight, guys. Take care.